reason that we expand is because we are energy, space, and consciousness, right? We're this big, huge, infinite being, and we have this body. And this body is within the infinite being that you be. It's not, who you be is not inside of you. Your body is inside of who you be. So often I think we're taught, or we're kind of, shown that who we are is inside of us. But when I started really looking at that differently, when I started really exploring with the idea that who I am is actually outside of me, it's actually like this big, huge energy, space, and consciousness, right? And all of my energetic experiences are there. And then I have this body. Often I'll say to people, so when you die, do you believe that you still exist? Like, do we believe that, when grandpa dies, he's still around us? And if we believe that when someone dies, they're still around us, we have to understand that who we be is not this body that we have identified with, right? It's not this core of who we have decided we are, but more or less we are this big, huge space, and our body is within that. And so what I've learned over these years of practicing is that uh, the more space you're willing to be with your being, the easier it is to kind of navigate this reality. Okay, if you stay in the bigness of who you be, then it's way easier to go about your daily things. You don't get caught in the struggles like you used to. You don't get caught in the day-to-day upsets like you used to. Do they still exist? They may still exist around you, but it's kind of like when you make a picture bigger, right? You take the metapixels of that picture and you expand it out. So if we were willing to take the metapixels of who we be, right, and expand them way bigger, we actually get to become more space. A lot of the contractions can flow right through us, and they no longer have to stick within us, right? And we get to actually kind of invite more peace and ease into our universe, but plus, we get to show up in much more of us. And when you start showing up as much more of you, life just becomes an easier dance. It's not nearly the struggle it used to be. So expanding is one of those things that it's my go-to. It's my first thing I always teach. It's the first thing that I always do if I'm perceiving something or I'm feeling stuck in something. Expanding is kind of like the more you do it, the better you get at it. And it's kind of like a muscle. The more you be in an expanded space, the more you stay there. And the more you stay there, the easier your life becomes.